All right, I'm cutting in a little early here because it looks like the hearing has begun. So let's check this out. Okay, there it is, and there's Chief Ricky Ramie. So let's get right to this. Looks like we're right on time. All right, here we go.
I'm sorry.
All right, ma'am. Wish you the best, Ms. Parham.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am. The next case on our first, are you here for first appearance, ma'am and sir? Are you here for a first appearance case?
Ustedes están aquí para comparecencia inicial. I don't think they're here for first appearances. They're
Okay.
here for a second court.
We do have a traffic court after this. So the next case is our Martin Lovett. Mr. Lovett, good morning. Mr. Lovett, you're here in case 24-65 CF. Mr. Lovett, you've been accused of violating the terms of your probation. There's a no bond warrant that's issued in your case, Mr. Lovett. I'm going to go ahead and get you arraigned this morning so I can get you would like. Mr. Lovett, would you like to have an attorney appointed to represent you in this VOP charge?
All right, I'm cutting out of that because I don't know who that gentleman is. But there is Chief Ricky Ramie, and it looks like that's going to be the prosecutor, Josh Mitchell, for the First Judicial Circuit, who is with State Attorney Ginger Bowden Madden up in Pensacola. Let me make sure we don't miss anything.
Else, sir, any questions?
No, sir.
All right, so wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right, let me jump over Mr. McDaniel and try to take this plea. I think it's a tentative plea anyway. Mr. Graham, I see we've got Mr. Mitchell on the video now. Can you both see and hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. Mr. Graham? All right. Sorry, Mr. Mitchell, we got you and we lost him. So we're going to finish first appearances and then we'll do this as soon as we get through. We only have 3 more cases, Mr. Mitchell.
Okay, that's fine, Your Honor.
So
Thank you.
Thank you. At the jail, we have Tony Turner.
All right, again, I am. There's Waylon Graham. Waylon Graham is the powerful defense attorney for Ricky Ramie. There's Chief Ramie there. And Judge Wade Mercer is taking care of some first appearances this morning. This is live. Evidently, there's been a tentative plea deal reached between the very powerful defense attorney, Waylon Graham. Waylon is slick. Look at Waylon. And the prosecutors. So it's the state attorney, Ginger Bowden Madden, who Chief Ricky Ramie has been saying is going to drop the case. All right. So I heard, but I have not confirmed that Chief Ramie, oh, there he is. Looks like Waylon Graham's about to be up. Chief Ramie has been telling people he's getting off scot-free. So we're going to cut back to him. I'm going to go grab my bacon. I've got my coffee. I'm usually not this productive this early in the morning, but I promised you I'd show you what's going on. Let's see if justice is equal.
Office to contact the trooper that made this arrest, and he's got it. If he may be seeking a warrant in Calhoun, and if he is, that may be.
This is still first appearances. These are other folks who are being dealt with. You know, I'm gonna turn it on though, and grab my bacon, and I'll be back for Ricky Ramie, Chief Ricky Ramie's plea. So here we go.
Unless it's on a temporary basis while they're seeking a warrant. So, Mr. Turner, I'm going to see you in the morning, but you're likely going to have no bond because of the violation of probation anyway. I will see you in the morning. Mr. Turner, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, sir. I'll see you in the morning. State versus Michael Hill. Mr. Hill, good morning. Mr. Hill, you're here for first appearance accused of 1 count of battery. Mr. Hill, you're also on state probation. And Mr. Hill, the complaint in your case, there is probable cause. I read it 2 or 3 times. It's a very close call, but I think there's probable cause. I was not going to hold you for 10 days because the new complaint is so weak until we got the urinalysis from the jail. But I've been advised this morning that you tested positive for methamphetamines and amphetamines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you a bond, the new charge of $5,000 with a condition no contest.
Okay, again, what you're seeing is Waylon Graham and Chief Ramie waiting for their turn to make a tentative plea. Meanwhile, oh boy, it's greasy. I have just prepared breakfast. This is not a breakfast for girly men. I'm gonna tell you now. But you should know that I just don't want to, feature all of the folks being dealt with here now. But boy, I tell you what, it's getting close. That's Judge Wade Mercer, who is now presiding. Again, I expect that Chief Ricky Ramie, according to him too, he's running around telling everybody, calling meetings, that he is going to get off scot-free for his criminal hit and run. I'll show you the hit and run again. Let's you know what? I'll show you afterwards, because I don't want to cut away from this. I don't need to be making any technical mistakes right now, do I? All I need to do is enjoy my bacon and my coffee and make sure I show you what's going on. This is a Zoom hearing, but it is also being played live on YouTube. The 14th Judicial Circuit has a live, has a YouTube page. So if you type in 14th Judicial Circuit, you'll see their YouTube page, and this is being broadcast live for the public. Again, evidently there was a plea deal, meaning the prosecutors have agreed with whatever the very powerful defense attorney Waylon Graham there has come up with. I don't expect that Chief Ramie's going to have to answer for lying to the FHP. Here is the report. The trooper said, Mr. Ramie, blah, blah, blah. However, the video did not reflect the same story he was telling. The video clearly showed that he never went to the parked car, or the video. You can see what appears to be a business card in his right hand, and he never did leave it, blah, blah, blah. So basically, Chief Ramie is not going to, I don't believe Chief Ramie's ever been charged or going to be held accountable for interfering with an investigation or lying to the police. We've heard that's a big deal when you lie to the government, right? When the government lies to you, it's Thursday, But I'm gonna cut in here in just a second. I just don't want to. I don't know who these folks are who are having first appearances here. Oh, here we go. Josh Mitchell's the prosecutor. Let's cut in.
Anything else in the jail?
No, sir, that's everything.
Thank you, Mr. Gill. First appearance is anything from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you all. All right, so now we can move over to our Bay County case. I think we've got everybody now. This is State of Florida versus Richard George Ramie, case 24-691 CT, Bay County case. We've got Mr. Waylon Graham on behalf of the defendant. We have the defendant present, appearing by Zoom video. We also have the prosecutor, Mr. Mitchell, appearing. And I think we've got our deputy clerk, Madam Clerk or Mr. Clerk. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So thank you. Mr. Ramie, I'm going to ask that you listen to Mr. Graham. He's going to tell me where we stand, and then we're going to go from there. Mr. Graham.
Yes, sir, Judge. Judge, we're here before you on Richard George Ramie, case number 24-691. You were assigned this case when Judge Ban recused himself, Judge, and we have this case resolved by agreement with the state, Mr. Mitchell. And here is the overview of it, Judge. Mr. Ramie is going to enter a plea of no contest to leaving the scene of an accident with damages over $50. Adjudication shall be withheld. A $350 fine plus $50 cost of prosecution for a total fine of $400 to be paid within 60 days. And if not, converted to a civil judgment. Restitution to be determined. And Judge, Mr. Mitchell can fill us in a second. He was going to try to have us a number today if he could reach the victim. So we may know that in just a moment. Complete a driver safety course, pay restitution, if any, is determined by Mr. Mitchell, and then a letter of apology to the individual whose car he bumped into. All of this shall be done within 60 days, Judge. I anticipate it will probably be done more in the tune of probably 7 to 10 days. because I think Mr. Ramey intends to get this done this week if at all possible.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. And Mr. Mitchell, is that agreeable with the state?
It is, Your Honor. The only issue is with restitution. We don't have that figure now, and I don't know if it'd be okay with Mr. Graham, Mr. Ramey to reserve that issue for 30 days. I think most of it was paid by insurance. However, the victim was supposed to be getting us some additional documentation just in case.
And Judge, that's
Mr. Mitchell.
acceptable.
Yeah, I don't, let me see. How old is this case? I mean, Mr. Mitchell, y'all have had months to determine if there's restitution or not, haven't you?
Well, Judge, we were given the case, let's see, it looks like we were given the case at the end of March. Yes, sir. I mean, we have had little to no contact with the victim at this point. So we would just ask for 30 days to determine.
Okay, here's what I'll do. If I'll hold it for 30 days, but when I say hold it for 30 days, reserve jurisdiction on restitution for 30 days, I mean have a hearing within 30 days. Not
Okay.
you get a number and then we set have a hearing within 30 days or get a number agreed upon by Mr. Ramey, then the restitution will be forfeited. Is that agreeable with the state?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
Mr. Graham?
Yes,
Mr. Graham, you
sir.
okay with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Ramey, let me get you to raise your right hand, sir. And I lost you. There you go. Mr. Ramey, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Ramey, did you hear everything that Mr. Graham and Mr. Mitchell just put on the record?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ramey, do you have any questions about that plea agreement?
No, sir.
And Mr. Ramey, is that the plea that you would like to enter?
Yes, sir.
One more question. Do you understand by entering this plea, Mr. Ramey, you're waiving your right to go to trial and accept this plea agreement? And by doing that, you're waiving your right to call and cross-examine the witnesses. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
And is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ramey, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest in case 24-691 CT to the charge of leaving the scene of an accident with damages of more than $50, withhold adjudication of guilt. There'll be no probation in this case. It'll be pretty much the standard disposition for Bay County as I understand it, which is $350 court costs and fines, $50 cost of prosecution, $400 total due within 60 days. As I've already mentioned, the state has 30 days to have a restitution hearing if there's not an agreed upon amount. Mr. Ramey, if they agree upon it, they present you an amount and you agree to it, then great. If not, I want them to have a hearing and restitution within 30 days or that there will not be any restitution if that doesn't take place. Lastly, Mr. Ramey, within the 60-day period, you also will complete a driver safety course and issue a letter of apology to the other individual. Mr. Mitchell, that letter of apology, would it go straight to that individual since there's no probation, or how would he, Mr. Graham's office take care of getting that delivered, or what?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. I'll get the address to Mr. Graham and they can mail it over.
Yeah, and
Fair
Judge,
enough.
what we do, Josh and I have a good relationship. When he does that, I'll see that it gets done, and then I will provide Mr. Mitchell with the copy of it also, along with proof that we put it in the United States mail.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, you wanted to add something?
Yes, sir. If they file a restitution order with our office with the amount, we'll need something showing that that has been paid. Mr. Graham's office normally does that. I just wanted to make sure that was a part of the record that he
Yes.
Okay.
does.
And Judge, what I normally do, Judge, I do a notice of filing with proof that it's been paid to the victim, and then that goes in the official court file so everybody knows it's done.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right.
I believe that's everything. Mr. Ramey, you do have the right to appeal an illegal sentence if you think an illegal sentence imposed. I don't think there has been, but let's see if anyone has any questions or if we missed anything. Let's start with the state. Anything I might have missed, Mr. Mitchell?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Graham, anything else on behalf of Mr. Ramey?
Well, two things, Judge. I have no additional information. We covered everything. I just want to take a moment and thank you for making Zoom available to Mr. Mitchell and I, because it was very, very convenient for us, for you to do that, and we appreciate you doing that, Judge.
And I appreciate that. Sometimes these pleas are done in absentia, but as we talked about, Some cases just, you don't want to, the judicial system should be open to the public so they can see what's going on. There's no
Yes, sir.
hidden things, no hidden agenda. So that's why we're doing this the way we are, is I want everybody to be able to see. And Mr. Ramie have his day in court. His got rights, make sure everybody's rights are protected. So thank you, Mr. Graham. Anything else,
Yes,
Mr.
sir,
Graham?
Judge. That's all, Judge.
Mr. Ramie, do you have any questions?
No, sir, Your Honor.
I wish you the best, sir. And Madam Clerk, anything else from the Bay County Clerk's office I might have missed?
The only thing, Judge, is if the $400 is not paid within the 60 days, even though I know Mr. Graham said it will be, will that be converted to a civil judgment?
That's the agreement, Judge.
The box is just not marked on the judgment and sentence. It's right on the line, but the box is just not marked.
Can you hear me,
Where's
Judge?
it written on the line at? I'm looking for it. Help me out here.
After the $400, it says 60 days from the entry of plea. It says the above totaled amount shall become a civil judgment.
It should be on page 1, Your Honor, the next box under monetary obligations. It appears that it's written in, it's just not, the box is not checked.
And that was inadvertent on my part, Judge. I just didn't check it.
And the state would have no objection if Mr. Graham and Mr. Ramie are in agreement with the court marking that box.
Yes, sir, Judge.
Help me out here. I don't see where you're talking about. Are we looking at the same form? There's a
Judge,
page. What part of the page are you talking about? The top half or bottom half?
I would say
the
that
page.
You can see that.
Judge, look in the center of the page where you see where it says monetary obligation. Do you see that?
I see it. I see what you're talking about now. Yes, I see it. Now, I just want it paid. I don't want a civil judgment. I want it paid. Is that the agreement? My understanding of the agreement is it's going to be paid, correct?
It will be paid this week, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to check that box. Legally, we have to do something, Mr. Ramie. So I'm going to check that box. It says it'll become a civil judgment with the parties' agreement. I'm checking that box now. But again, you get it paid. It won't be a civil judgment. It'll be over.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Anything else, gentlemen? Or Madam Clerk, anything else?
No, sir, that's all I needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. And Mr. Ramie, again, I do wish you the best. Hope y'all have a good day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Judge.
All right, there you saw it. All right, so basically what I expected. So the defense attorney, Waylon Graham, did his job. It's exactly what he's supposed to do. The judge, I got to say, I'm impressed with Judge Wade Mercer. I've watched another sentencing hearing of his. Now, he had the authority to say, no, I saw the video, you did it. I'm not going to accept this deal, but that never happens. And I'm not sure it would have been right. But the person in this video that you just saw, who is to blame, is that prosecutor, that Josh Mitchell, who works for State Attorney Ginger Bowden Madden. That prosecutor, have you ever seen a prosecutor so lethargic that was uninterested in the video? Let's take a look and see, but maybe Chief Ramie, maybe he didn't really do anything wrong. Bernie, what are you talking about? This is the incident on video that the prosecutor did not care about. He also did not care about the fact that Ricky Ramie lied to the police and interfered with the investigation. What you just saw are the prosecutors who are crooked as hell. Okay? That Josh Mitchell didn't have any desire. How would they have treated Hoot Crawford? How would they have treated Margot Anderson? How would they have treated, James Finch or Mike Gordon or you? It was the prosecutors who suck out loud. I got to say, Judge Wade Mercer made this very easy. And he said, I wanted to make sure the public could see this. Salute to Judge Mercer. Wow. All right, here's Ricky Ramie. Tell me if you think he actually did it. And if the prosecutors don't care. He's going to back up 3:30 in the morning, watch his left fender hit the white car. Watch right here. Boom, lifted up off the boom. Did a few $1,000s of damage. Chief Ramie, 3:30 in the morning on December 31st, gets out, says, oh, jeez, I think I hit that car. I did hit the car. Son of a God, mother. Jeez. Another one, right? And now, I wonder if Ricky Ramie's ever done this before. Some of you know the answer. The prosecutors, and that Hemi right there, that burgundy, that's the citizen who chases down the police chief. If that citizen hadn't chased the police chief down and cut him off and identified him, Ricky Ramie would have got away with this. And Ricky Ramie did get away with this because the prosecutor, Josh Mitchell, who would have thrown you in prison and thrown away the key. And Chief Ramie knew this was the outcome. He'd been telling people he's going to get his gun back and his badge back from the city, and you'll have the mayor, Ricky Ramie, and city manager, Vicky Gaynor, say, look, he wasn't found guilty. He wasn't found guilty. That's how prosecutors treat you if you're in the protection racket. And if you wonder why Sheriff Ford and them wanted to protect Ricky Ramie so much, remember that Ricky Ramie had a backpack full of cash that he and Tommy Ford had. He showed Tommy Ford a backpack full of $30,000 on April 1st, 2019, when Margot Anderson, the mayor of Lynn Haven, blew the whistle. He has cash, bags of cash that the sheriff, nobody said where the bags of cash went. See, if you find Ricky Ramie guilty, Ricky Ramie, he's likely going to squeal on all of them and tell where the money went. Where'd the money go, Sheriff? Where'd the $30,000 bag of cash that you guys had go? They can't. Ricky Ramie cannot be found guilty. None of the people in the protection racket that had their hands in the FEMA cookie jar, none of them can be found guilty because it's mutual assured destruction. It's mad around here. Okay? The sheriff won't tell you where all that cash went. And they don't give a damn either. You know, we want 80%, we want 70%, Bernie. We can do whatever we want. We can have backpacks full of cash. We can find ourselves not guilty. And the only way anyone's going to find out is if you post a video, damn it. But even if you do, so what? So what? Nobody's going to ask us about the bag of FEMA money. The FBI is not going to ask us about the FEMA money. So what? What are you going to do? That's the biggest lesson here is what are you going to do about it? The FBI is not going to do anything to us. There were millions and millions of dollars, actually, of FEMA money that were swindled. The FBI and the sheriff's office admit to 16 million of it from Ashbrit, the national hauling company, that was kicked back to Derwin White and GAC contractors, $16 million. Because remember, about $350 million of FEMA money flowed through Bay County, and the cookie jar, it was too tempting. It was like a gigantic jar of crack to these people. And they don't tell on each other, and they don't convict each other. They only try to do that to the whistleblowers. That's what you really just saw. All right. I'm going to get back to work. I just wanted you to see what was going on today and give you a little context. This is a little early for me to be working. I'll see you soon.